Howdy, Shabir. This is Charlie Beine. Got your DSC. We're fixing to go ahead and start packing it in a minute. I wanted to give you a quick overview about what we're going to be sending you and just go over a couple of things. I got my cheat sheet here so I don't miss anything. Won't take long. And Andrew, come around here and stick your face in here so Shabir can see who he's looking for. There you go.
Shabir.
Okay. I know he's young, but you know he's a good guy. Okay, this one I want to show you on your instrument before you get in. And we've got your instrument configured with a doer inside. You've got a dry box. You got a sample holder cover in here. You have your bending cover here. You have your accessory kit right here. And I just wanted to take a real second to go over that with you. Now, on the dry box, let's start with the doer. Power compensated DSC, terrific, high speed, whatever you need. Power compensated does not have a thermocouple. What that means is you need to have a stable block temperature. I know you're going to run it with liquid nitrogen. My assumption is you're probably going to run some that's more ambient too, or sometimes you may have ice water in it, and other times you may have liquid nitrogen. I'm making an assumption, I'm not really sure, so I'm going to cover both of them. So with the doer, if you, whether you're putting in liquid nitrogen, which by the way you have this right here, and we do have a funnel we'll be sending with this also, and there are some screws where you can screw this down. When you put it in there, you put in slowly and gradually fill it up. We have the top configured so there's a plastic ring around there so that the gas would come up into the doer. And when you do that, you're going to need to let the instrument stabilize about 45 minutes. If you're using water, like ice water, again, once you put it in there, you need to let it stabilize about 45 minutes. There is a drain hole right here on the side that it can completely drain the doer. You have a gas supply in back. You have your gas right here mounted on top of the doer. This is for the DSC sample holders. You've got a sample and a reference one. The cell takes 20 to 50 mils a minute is fine. If you're running something where you need the vented covers, we recommend you set your pressure for, you won't be running helium with that. So you would set your pressure, say about 50 psi to get your maximum flow rate to get everything out of there. In this case, if you're running another approved gas, then you would just go 20 to 50, come in here, and it would split it right here with 2H restrictors. We did go ahead and put your gas tubing inside so you wouldn't have to hassle with installing it here. And we taped it on the side there, so it'll be real easy just to pull it out and hook it up to your gas supply. Now with the H restrictors inside, you don't need any other outside restriction. You can put it straight into your the fitting on your gas tank, and set that for 60 psi is probably going to be plenty. Okay. Now on the dry box, what we've done is we put you the standard glove box inlets so that if you wanted to convert this to gloves, then you can do it. You can get them at most any supply place and just put them here. There are, in your accessory kit, there are gaskets that would go with that. My guess is you're going to want to use the irises. They're far and away the most popular. And with LN2, you have very, very little trouble with that because you have so much liquid nitrogen gas coming up through here. But if you did decide you wanted to go to the glove box, we left you an entry port here. And we also, you can't see it from here, but on the back left, on your gas port in, we put you an A restrictor. Now that's going to make it about as easy as it can for you. You're going to want to purge this dry box with at least 100 mils a minute. And with the with the A restrictor, that's going to mean about 10 psi or up. You're going to want to get rid of all the moisture in there. So if you decide you're going to cool it down, your gas needs to be less than about 4% humidity. And I would go ahead and turn it on a couple hours or an hour before you start cool it down to really let it start purging out in there at least 100 mils a minute. Frankly, I'd probably do 200. I'm not sure what your gas supply is there. But then leave that on and leave that gas on until it's completely warmed back up again. And you should have very little, a lot fewer frost problems. When you've got everything set up right, even with the irises, if you've got good flow, you won't see a significant icing over with this. Instead, you'll see a little bit of initial frosting, and then it's pretty much going to stay like that as long as you've got a good seal in there, you've got good gas flow. We are going to put with this a rubber gasket to go around the side so that if you're using, if you want to, using water, when you're using water in your doer, you can keep the humidity down with that, but that's really not going to be necessary. We'll put it in there for you just in case you decide to use it. Let's see here. The sample holder, which is your cover is right on there now. You have a sample holder cover there. The system is sensitive enough that it will detect the difference if you have the cover on or off. So we recommend you always keep the cover on. It will also be easier to keep the frost down with the cover on. To keep it off, it will work great. Your baseline will shift a little bit. The vented swing cover, again, like I said down here, is if you are going to use it where you can have a lot of things coming off your sample, you want to get them out of there. So you want to routinely, you can hold them up to the light and see light going through them. They're easily cleaned with a very small wire. You can, or you can sonicate them, but typically little wires can do fine. And you won't be running helium if you run any samples like that. So crank up your, whatever gas you're going to be using with that, go ahead and crank up your incoming pressure to about 50 psi. There's a lot of application notes on running stuff that require this, and you can always call us. And that way you will just get everything out of there just as fast as you can. Let's see here. We also got you an accessory kit. Now with that accessory kit, right here, there are your gaskets. We also have your shipping checklist with the specs you got. We'll probably put some runs in there too. You have a gas line for your dry box here. The other gas line's already connected for your convenience. We're giving you an indium, a zinc, some platinum covers, 200 pack of sample pans and lids. And those are the ones, there are several that we make here ourselves in the States. This is our most popular. It's got a self-crimping cover on it. You do not need a crimper, it's just a good solid, all about pan with pan style lid. And we have some a sample manipulator, which is a little suction device that can help you out with everything, and some tweezers right here. Let's see here. Andrew, what am I missing here? See if I can find anything else. You're going to have Pyrus 5.0 on your computer with all the runs that we made on this. Not all the runs, we've canceled a lot of runs out, but you're going to have the final runs on the computer for your reference. And one thing we do on the computer is there's so many demo files, and there'll be service files from time to time, and we encourage people to go ahead and set up folders. So we've got your DSC and your TGAs back here right now. Folders set up under a master service folder, and the files that come with everything we put under a demo file folder. So we encourage you to put your files somewhere they're easily found, and kind of keep your system clean in there. And I think that's it. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. If you have any questions, give us a call. I also have a DSC training course that we've done a lot of. I used to do PerkinElmer's customer training and service training on this thing. So we have a course that we're modifying so we can put it up on our library, on website. Until it gets up there, when y'all are all settled in, give me a call and we'll do a webcast. And we'll just go over it, a lot more of the subtleties about DSC. I think that's it. Take care. Hope you're well. Bye-bye.